I'll show you 5 simple habits to reduce overthinking. Not by thinking differently, but by acting differently. Most people who overthink need clarity before they take action. But clarity comes after you take action. So this video is not about fixing your faults. It's about making yourself believe and act like someone who doesn't overthink. Habit number 1, decide once, execute twice. Overthinking doesn't come from big decisions. They come from small decisions that you have to make over and over again. Think about what you keep asking yourself. Should I start today or tomorrow? Should I send this message or should I rewrite it first? Should I work out today or tomorrow? Or think back about your school time when you had an exam. Is this the correct answer that I gave, or should I look back onto it? And teachers actually most of the time tell you go with your first answer, because it's not good to overthink. I think that already says enough. So the decisions that you're making are not actually hard. What makes it so hard and exhausting is because you are constantly thinking about those decisions that you are making over and over again. And people who don't overthink don't renegotiate their decision every time. And that is not because that makes them look more confident, but it protects their mental clarity from that decision that they made. Because remember, re-decisions create noise and uncertainty. Like what I told you about the school. When you have an exam, the teacher generally tell you to go with your first answer. Because when you are going to start thinking about the answers again, you usually change to a wrong answer. And this is exactly the same thing. You have to protect your mental clarity and go with your decision that you made. Think about it like going to the gym. If you made the decision that you want to go to the gym, then don't renegotiate constantly, like what time am I going to go? What outfit am I going to wear? What am I going to do when I get there? Because those constant thoughts, that is where exhaustion from overthinking comes from. So here's habit number 1. 1 decision, 2 actions. Write down what you have decided on and do that without renegotiating to yourself at least 2 times. So habit number 2, externalize the fault. Habit number 2 is actually really simple. You have to get it out of your head. Because a fault inside your head feels urgent. A fault written down on paper feels very manageable. Because when you have a fault in your head, you keep thinking back whether you made the right decision, yes or no. Or you keep thinking to yourself, oh, I cannot forget this decision that I have to make, or this grocery that I have to pick up, or anything that you have to do. When it's in your mind, you constantly have to think about it. Oh, I need to remind myself. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to not forget it. But if you write it down, it becomes clear and it becomes manageable. Simply because you want to avoid running the same scenario over and over again in your mind. Because one fault in your head is completely fine, but if there's 10 faults going on in your head at the same time, they are competing for attention. And that is what creates the overthinking. That is what creates the exhaustion of the brain. And people who don't overthink don't trust their memory. They trust their systems that they have created in order to keep their mind clean and manageable. Because remember, when faults stay internal, they become a lot more complex because you're constantly going through it, going through the emotions in your mind. And the moment you start to write down that fault, it becomes clear for you, it becomes manageable for you. So here's the habit number 2, write down your faults. because a thought written down loses half its power instantly. So comment down below which habit you will start executing on, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button down below. So habit number 3, no new inputs after deciding. Because overthinking usually starts because you start to renegotiate the decision that you just made. To give you some examples, you choose a workout plan, but then you watch 5 more videos. You buy a product, but then you check 20 more reviews to see if the product actually fits. You made a decision, then you talk with 3 more people about it to see or hear their opinions. But none of those things that you do after deciding improves your decision. It only introduces doubt in your decision. And people who don't overthink simply stop consuming content after they made the decision. They don't go looking for more information, and they don't go asking others for their opinions. Once a decision is made, that is final. Because remember, more information after a decision increases doubt, not the quality. So here's the habit. Once you made a decision, stay away from watching content about the decision that you made for at least 24 hours. It will do miracles. Because overthinking isn't confusion, it's consumption. Habit number 4, move first, think second. Habit number 4 is action before analysis. Overthinkers usually mistake thinking for progress. They see the plan instead of opening the document. They watch videos about starting instead of starting. They make lists instead of taking the first step. People who don't overthink use action to create clarity. Because movement gives feedback, thinking doesn't. And the moment you send that email, open the file, or start the workout, your brain simply relaxes. Because taking action answers questions that thinking never will. So here's the habit. Within the next 5 minutes, start taking action on your decision. No more thinking beyond that. Because clarity is a reward for action, not a prerequisite. Habit 5, prove, don't reassure. Habit 5 is actually simple. Evidence before reassurance. Because most people try to fix everything with reassurance. They watch motivational videos. They use positive self-talk. They will be thinking everything will be fine. Well, that is incredibly nice and good to see and to pump yourself up. Reassurance fades, evidence stays, so you need to take that action. Because people who don't overthink, they trust proof instead of feelings. And confidence in yourself is built from evidence, from taking action, not from the self-talk that you do. So one small win, even a boring one, does more for your confidence than hours of encouragement. And people will probably blame me for this, because I am trying to encourage you too. Taking action is the number 1 tool to create evidence and proof for yourself. So here's the habit I want you to follow. I need you to record one small win each and every single day. Because confidence comes from what you have done, not from what you're telling yourself. So let's do a little recap. If you're overthinking, the solution isn't better thoughts, it is creating better habits. We talked about 5 habits today. The first one was decide once, execute twice. The second one was externalize your thoughts. The third one was to limit your inputs. The fourth one was to move first, take action. And number 5 is to build evidence. Because overthinking fades when your actions change. It's not fading when your mind starts to argue less. You are responsible for the overthinking that your mind does. And you can change that overthinking by installing these 5 habits that we talked about today. So save this video because these habits, they work through repetition. And it is not meant as inspiration. These 5 habits can change your life. If you need help installing these habits, I've posted a link down below where you can book a call with me completely for free, where I can help you change your life and get unstuck. I'll see you there or in the next video.